here we are for Audiotrope with our Mitchell. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And I've been told I've got to ask this question first.
Oh.
What colour underpants are you wearing?
That
must mean something to somebody.
Yeah, they're a brown colour with penguins on this afternoon.
Right, okay. That's pretty well. That's quite seasonal.
Keeping it fresh. Not sure about the brown colour.
On a light-hearted front, I asked a couple of Christmassy things. So what's the best Christmas song ever? And
The best Christmas song? I've always loved Fairy Tale of New York, obviously.
Yeah?
But
The original?
in recent years, I do enjoy Frankie Goes to Hollywood's Power of Love.
Oh, yeah.
There's an argument, is it a Christmas song? It gets played at Christmas.
So Louis Stop the Cavalry, it's not really a
yes,
Christmas song.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I love every adaptation of it. So
cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Right, that's mince pies or pigs in blankets?
Pigs in blankets. Yeah. Having said that, in the last 2 years I've gone vegetarian.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find a good, and it's easy to find a good vegetarian sausage. Bacon, however, I'm still on the hunt. It's a hard thing. Yeah. It's a very hard thing.
Yeah.
But I've never enjoyed mince pies. I don't like them. You could say anything, and I would prefer that.
Okay. Well, that's the first thing that comes into mind. So, what's the best Christmas present you ever had? Probably when you were a kid or something, you know.
Yeah. I can't really. I mean, my dad got me this awful present last year, which is funny but also terrible. It was a game called Poop and Shoot. My dad.
So it's a real family affair.
He's never really bought me presents. To be fair, he's always been working hard, and it's always been my mum doing that. But I think he went out and he thought it'd be funny. It's a roll-out carpet, like a golf carpet, and it's got a football goal on the end. I'd never actually played it because I thought it'd be ridiculous, and my housemates would have hated the fact there's a golf mat and a goal in the bathroom. And you played a bit of golf or you did a poop. It says what doesn't intend.
So what are you hoping for this year? Something better than that?
I need some new slippers. I think as I get older, the practical things, they're the cooler things.
You get to that age.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's what happens. Yeah. Anyway, so we're here for Audiotrope because of Audiotrope, and they're putting these things on for you. So I mean, you did a session. You did one of the recorded sessions at Savage Sound.
Yeah, we did. We packed all our gear up into Savage Sound. It was amazing. We've only played in the practice room when we could, either side of lockdowns, and it was great playing in another space that isn't the practice room. And being surrounded by lovely people who put it all on, talking online and stuff, and made us feel very comfortable. We were very nervous, but a few songs in, it all felt very normal. Yeah. Surprisingly, because we're in a studio, but yeah.
So how was it? Because obviously doing that, although you're doing it live and you're recording it live, there's no audience, there's no feedback, instant rapport. How was that?
I'm not one, but I've always been quite uncomfortable talking to audiences, so it kind of played into my ballpark quite well. But in between those songs, those silent things, good thing of it being recorded, I broke a string. Don't see that on the session. Perfect. I don't have minutes and minutes of trying to restring a guitar. But yeah, it's weird playing a show, a session, and then no one come up to you afterwards. Or anything like that. It's like, that kind of went well. Yeah. It's different but refreshing.
So did you get much out of it?
Absolutely. Just being able to watch yourself back and is a thing. Cause usually at gigs, it's grainy and stuff. So as a performer trying to be better, that was really cool. So
did you learn anything about because you don't often see yourself, do you? It's like hearing yourself on the radio or something like that.
I mean, it's weird watching yourself in that such high definition. God, I should have shaved that day.
I was just about to say, would you do anything differently when in a re-recording?
I think I would have worn a more comfortable pair of shoes.
But it was worthwhile.
Absolutely, yeah. It was really good fun. And obviously we can't play gigs at the moment, so it was amazing to do that. but also to have something of that high quality to have online for people to watch, amazing.
Yeah, big promotion. So going back to your music, I mean, I've seen you playing, reminiscing off camera just a minute ago about the sort of bands that you've been in over the years. So how long have you been actually playing now? Even performing as well.
Performing since I was 14.
Yeah.
So that would have been sometime around 2009, maybe 2008.
Yeah.
Can't remember, but yeah, lots of different things. Obviously, when we're kids and stuff, we're absorbed such the heavier the music, the better, you know. So bands, I've been like King the Native, with people you know very well. Loose Experiment, Baby Goliath, all this kind of stuff, and now we're under Our from Newborn Sinners, which is much more. We approach music a bit differently now. I guess it's more mature, so really taking a step back, looking at a different perspective, and I feel like we've come of age.
Well, I mean, that's it. I mean, but you can start early, and as we were discussing once again, you had the venues back in the day where you could actually ply your trade at the age of 14 in the pub or something.
And that was okay to do that as well.
Whether it was or not, well, it happened. But you know, that was a great. But we mentioned the Tubman was the venue that so many bands like yourselves.
The glory days.
Got out there, and as we were discussing once again, are now actually in this environment.
Exactly.
Which they might not have been.
That's a really cool thing, just because you're not only you're playing gigs in venues like that, but you're also meeting other musicians, and I've made friendships there with people from different bands who I've gone and played in bands with, and having that kind of social circle of people you can just hang out with and play music with, and it's the most beautiful thing.
Well, one of the things that's come across as a common theme is the sort of the community spirit amongst musicians and music people in the Hastings area, which I think is fairly unique.
It's great, it's really, really cool. Just having that helps in like situations like a lockdown where you can't see each other, but music is, you don't have to talk. Send someone music. It doesn't have to be your music. It could be anything. Just make sure people are okay through what you listen to.
So it's a great communicator and not to worry. So what sort of music do you grow up listening to, either through your parents or the first things that you discovered?
Well, I grew up listening to a lot of post-punk and new wave. It wasn't my parents' system. Funny enough, the last gig I went to here was Adam and the Ants, which my mum and dad love. A lot of Jam, The Cure was a big thing, but my mum also loved glam rock. So I like to think that some of that creeped into my...
What, sort of from back in the 70s or something?
Yeah, proper platforms.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Glittery suit, she's got a pair of platforms which I loved to wear when I was a kid. Walking around the house. David Bowie comes into that. I think in the 90s, when me and my sister were being born, perhaps, I think they became a bit more out of touch. My dad loves a lot of things like Thin Lizzy, all that kind of stuff.
So does that influence your musical taste or your music?
Yeah, I don't know, because it was around when I was a kid, but I think when you're a kid, what your parents like isn't cool. No. So I was actively seeking for an anti-culture or something like that. The first bands I started listening to were the bands that were big around the time, just before before the internet really got big. I guess the first album I ever bought was like pop punk stuff, like Green Day and stuff like that, and Biffy Clyro and stuff. It taught me how to be in a band and just write, essentially, just write from the heart, and meaningful stuff.
So what made you, when you first started playing, did you play because you then wanted to be on the stage? Or did you just play because it was cool to do so?
Yeah, I was around that age where I just wanted something to do. And my mum bought a Stratocaster from the shopping channel. And I just locked myself in my room for a few years. It was the thing to do. Yeah. I always felt like I had something to say. I think I've always struggled with being able to talk. So having music as a voice to do that was really cool. The songs were rubbish, of course. I think you have to spend many years being rubbish at your instrument before you actually get good at it. But it's battling through that, and it was there.
So you've always had that sort of urge to perform.
I feel like
get stuff out.
Always got something to say.
Yeah.
whether like when we were kids, whether it be something stupid like hating school, or to now, all the stuff I was writing in the lockdown was about just people around me and how people react differently and how people live their lives differently. But it all comes together, whether it be your sister, who you're close to, or someone, your neighbour who you're close to but not close to. How they all live their lives differently.
Yeah. So how did lockdown affect you in that? Did it make you write more songs,
Absolutely.
less songs? Were they more personal songs? Or?
I think the idea of being at home at first for a month, it got extended or whatever, you kind of think this is going to be a great time for me to be creative and productive. Having said that, it was really hard at first to get into that mindset.
You think, this is a nice break, I'll just sit and watch telly for a month.
You're stuck at home, so you're not absorbing anything.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought, let's write every person down in this flat I'm living in and just kind of writing about their own little story. And that turned into one song, and then it kind of turned into 2 songs and 3 songs, and then I had a whole EP's worth of tunes that were suddenly there, written really quickly as well. Just a quick burst. And then you put out a song and it goes down well, and then you want to put out more, and that inspires you just to keep going on. And when people say to you it's helping them out, it's amazing. You just want to do more. So that's what drove me in lockdown to.
So do you record a lot of your stuff yourself then?
Yeah, over the past few years I've been working on it hard, and obviously, like I said, at first you're rubbish, but you learn through your ways. I've never sat down and read a book on how to do it. It's just been trial and error all the time, and I've got to the point where it's starting to sound cool. Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I mean, this year, you've been playing, as you're saying, in bands for a number of years working up to this. But the EP you released and the track "Rubber for Cars," which came from the EP, had some good exposure on BBC, introducing the sound and things like that as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, which is crazy. I've never had that before.
No.
All the bands I've been in, this is the first time it's happened, and it feels so good knowing that you've recorded it, you've written it, and obviously I can't perform it, but it's still amazing to know that people are listening to it and knowing it's making a difference.
So hopefully next year, all being well, vaccines and COVID will disappear magically. So what's on the horizon for you?
Well, the rest of the band are hungry to play shows. A lot of this stuff I've been writing and recording, it's a bit of a challenge to play live. So we spent a lot of time trying to craft it into a thing. And it's got there. You can see it on the session, on the Audiotrope session. We're so excited to play. We want to release more music. Just being busy with it would be really nice. It would be really, really nice.
So where can people find that music at the moment?
You can find the Audiotrope session on YouTube, or if you follow us on Facebook, you can stream it through there. I've released 2 singles. Rubber for Cars is on Spotify, and there's 2 Pedal to the Metal, which is the second song I released. Spotify, iTunes, there's a video for Rubber for Cars, a lockdown video, might I add. It's stuck in my flat, so me and my partner, we were looking for ways that we could do videos, and it's just ridiculous one run. I'm dancing in several different jackets.
Really? Oh, wow.
In the shower, on the back of the sofa, on the staircase, you name it. It's
So cue that up next.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, thanks for your time, Mel. And
Thank you,
best
Andy.
for 2021.
Yeah, you too, man.
I'm on the surface of the clinic, just paranoid and pessimistic. I got graveyard skin, fading, probably don't